everyone, and welcome to Sarah and I's afternoon live stream. So we are trying something new. We'll see how long it lasts, but we're really excited to try something new like this, just to see if maybe it'll help like with our productivity, with staying on track so we can get like all of our writing sprints in. So let us know how this goes, if you guys like these kind of form videos, and Sarah and I will keep doing them. But we're gonna proceed as normal, like how we would do with writing sprints if we were live. We're just not gonna be live. So let us know what everyone's going to be working on, just for this stream, since this is going to be our practice to see how it all goes. And if it turns into a dumpster fire, it never happened. But we're going to do one 25-minute sprint just to see how everything goes. But how we want to structure these is we'll talk for a little bit, like how we normally do with our live streams. Sarah and I have a couple of topics that like we also want to talk about live. Not necessarily in this stream since we're only doing one sprint, but typically we do two 30-minute sprints when Sarah and I did all of our live streams last year. And so in between those two sprints, we would have topics that we talk about. But today we're just gonna chat and kind of catch up a little bit with what we've been working on. And then we'll do our 125-minute sprint, chat about our progress, and then we'll be done. So Sarah, would you like to kick it off with what you've been working on or what you have planned for our 125-minute sprint?
Sure. Hello, I'm Sarah Sutton. Today, I'll be working on the project that I've been working on this entire month of January, but I am 41,871 words into it. So we started it this month, so quite a lot added to this document. So I'm also very pale. Hang on, I'm bothered. Pale.
I did not notice. So you are doing, so for the month of January, you were doing like that 20,000 word a week challenge, right? Or was that just for the first? Okay, so it's for the full month.
Correct. Yes.
Nice. But how are you feeling about it?
The challenge, it's like right now I'm on week. Is this week 4? This is like the final week. And I'm only at I think 8,000, and I have 3 days left that I can write. It's like we're not hitting 20,000 this week. For the entire challenge, I've only hit 20,000 once. But I also have 40,000 words into a brand new draft, and that is like the most I've written in months. So I can't be mad about it at all. I feel really good at the progress overall, but the challenge itself, we didn't quite hit the goal. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, well, and I feel like even though that's the challenge, I feel like the whole point of it is to at least make some progress.
Yes, for sure. Like the challenge is more like to write at all, so that was really good about lighting the fire underneath me, I guess.
Yeah, no, and I think it's a really clever idea, I feel like, for like starting the year, because I always feel like towards the end of any year, things kind of get a little crazy and everyone kind of falls off the wagon, or like, family comes into town. So schedules are a lot busier. And so I feel like we don't typically make like a lot of progress writing. And so I feel like January is a great month to kind of set like higher goals. And so then it kind of gets you back into a routine.
Yeah, for sure. And I think this definitely has helped me establish a routine, which I haven't had one in a long time. Like I floundered like routine-wise and productivity-wise for the last half of 2023. So like even like it just feels like we're getting back to the old productive Sarah Sutton, and it feels so good.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes like that is like what we need. I don't want to say we have to like flounder. Like we don't need to feel like we're struggling, but sometimes we have to hit that point in order, like hit the rock bottom in order to finally bounce back up.
Yes. Yeah, because then sometimes it's too hard to, like, when you're not quite at rock bottom yet, you're like, oh, it's fine. And then when it's not fine, and then you can make it fine again.
Right, exactly. And then I also feel like taking breaks like works wonders too. Because I feel like I had reached burnout
Yes.
without realizing I had until like December happened, and it was just like a super busy month. And I had like it was impossible to do everything. So, you had to like cut certain things out. And then once you cut those things out, and then at least for me, I know in January, I was able to reevaluate life and things and priorities and all of that stuff. And I'm like, wow, I was burnt out on a lot of things. And that's not necessarily just writing and like being creative, but it was a lot of things I didn't even realize I was burnt out on.
And isn't that funny? Like, you don't realize it until it's sucky. Because that's how it is with you. Like, you don't even realize, and it's like, okay, hang on, I'm really struggling.
Yeah. And then I think it's just because you feel like it becomes like such a normal thing to feel like you have to be doing all of these things, and you have to be like treading water, and you feel like it has to be the normal. And then when you have to cut things because of other situations, and you're like, wow, I was really unstable.
Like, I had to cut my short story tier for my Patreon, and I like didn't want to, but now that it's like I don't have to write a short story every month, I'm like, this feels so nice. Like, oh my gosh.
Right. Yeah. It's just like that extra thing, that you didn't think that even cost that much time and energy and thought. Like, you didn't realize it until it was something that had to just kind of like be done.
And then you have so much breathing room.
Yeah, for sure. So going off of all of that, I'll talk about like what I'm working on for our 125-minute sprint. So I'm going to be working on Project Traveling Bards. That's my cozy fantasy. And since we were being very honest and deep, I have not worked on this project since December. So it's been, I would say, a little more than a month and a half, a little more than a month, not a month and a half, a little more than a month that I have not worked on this project because of just life. There's really no other reasons other than just what we were talking about earlier. So I am pretty excited to get back into this project. I've really missed it. I know it's not a super complicated, complex story, so I don't feel like getting back into the story is going to be an issue. If anything, I'm super excited to start writing it again, because I feel like where I left off, if I remember that correctly, I'm at a scene that's like really kind of fun, where I'm in more of that fun and games type section of my story, because I'm in part 2, and I believe I'm in like kind of that beginning part of Act 2. And but I'm really excited. So hopefully, I don't even remember what chapter I'm on, but I'll have to probably spend this one sprint looking over everything. I'll probably have to reread the last few chapters. And I think I have to get my journal for this book too, like my little like writing journal, like what I've outlined. I think I need to go back through that and then flip through to see where I was wanting the story to go. So I don't know how much writing I'm actually going to get done in this sprint, but I do have plans to keep writing today. I would like to write a little bit more today after this stream ends.
Yeah. Well, very nice. Oh, well, that's exciting that you can get back to it, and sometimes time off also makes the story more exciting when you come back to it.
Yeah. And like, so I originally had this as my project for November, and I wanted to write the 50,000 words. And I wrote a little less than half, which that's like still really good, because 50,000 words in a month is a lot.
Yeah.
And I wanted to spend, like, I knew I went into November having all expectations not to hit the goal, but I wanted to at least have it finished by the end of January. that ain't happening. We're not hitting that goal either. But I set another goal to where I wanted to finish writing it by the end of February. So I only need a little bit more than 25,000 words. And I feel like that is absolutely doable. Because I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time working on this first draft, only because I know with my writing, I take forever to write my first drafts. So I wanted to write this first draft a little bit quicker than I have in the past, just because I feel like it takes me like 6 to 8 months to write the first draft of a project. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I feel like by the time I get to that point, I'm almost burnt out with the story. And I'm like, I just want to like wrap it up, put a bow on it, and just be done.
Right. And you have like no energy to even think about edits and
Right. Exactly. Which is why then I move on to a different project. So I'm like, I'm ready for something fresh. So the whole point of me wanting to try to write this project faster was because I wanted to see if I wrote it a little bit quicker, if I wouldn't ever reach that point, if that makes sense, of just wanting to be done.
Yeah.
So we'll see. That's an experiment that I'm trying.
Well, very fun. I'm excited to hear how it goes.
I will keep you informed.
I'll have to watch all the vlogs.
Yes. You know, all of them when they eventually come out. So, anyways, should we go ahead and just start the sprint, jump on into doing our 25-minute?
I am ready if you are.
Sweet. Well, I am ready. For anybody watching and wanting to write with us, if you've never been to Sarah Nice Dreams before, we have a beautiful, lovely timer that has a rooster as the little alarm clock / timer sound at the end. His name is Hans. We absolutely love Hans. He keeps us straight. He keeps us organized. And he keeps us on task. But he is a little bit loud in your face. So we definitely recommend turning down the volume just a little bit so he's not so startling at the end of the 25-minute sprint. So best of luck, everyone, and we will see you in 25 minutes. Yay!
Woo!
So how did we do for that sprint?
I did really well. For me, honestly, I did 671. So
Nice.
I take it as a win.
Absolutely. That's amazing.
I love it when scenes feel like they just kind of. And I'm starting to write a bit differently. If I'm writing a scene and like I know what's gonna happen later on in the scene, I like just cut out the middle stuff, write that, and then just go back. I've done that before, but I feel like lately when I was trying to write in the beginning of the month, I was really trying to task myself to write chronologically, no skipping, and it just was not working. So we're doing that
I
one.
love that though. I love that you know that about your writing too, and sometimes like that's what works best. If like you know the beginning of the scene and the ending, you're like, okay, write all of this, and then we can go back and like fill in the
Right.
middle.
Yeah, it helps me to keep from getting stuck. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if you're one of those people like me where if you don't write like what you know or what your idea is, then you'll forget it.
Yes. Yes. Oh, that's me. Yeah. We're the same.
Right. All those like best-selling ideas and you're like, what was it?
Or like when you remember to go fix to the plot hole and then you don't write it down, and it's like, what was the fix?
That is the worst. And I always feel like those happen when like either you don't have your phone where you can quickly write it down or like you don't have like your notebook nearby. You always get those ideas at like the most inconvenient times.
Always. Always. It's not fair.
It's not fair. No, that I feel like is always me. Like I always will get like those ideas to fix plot holes or like a really solid idea to something that I couldn't figure out. I'm like, I'll remember. And then I never remember. It's so sad. But I'm glad that the writing is going a lot better for you because I know it's been a challenge recently. So I'm glad that you're feeling a lot better about it. And, you know, progress is progress.
Progress is progress. Yes, we're getting there.
Yes, for sure. Well, I'm happy to hear.
How did you do?
I ended up writing 611 words.
Yay.
It's okay. So the first, I would say about 200-ish words of that. I feel like it was a little sludgy. Like it was things that had already been said in the chapter, but I felt like I needed to at least rewrite it a little bit to then know what I wanted to come next, if that makes any sense. Okay.
Makes sense to me.
Okay. And then I even put a note to myself. I was like, I think this is like repeated information, but I just needed to say it. And then I like moved on to the next scene and then continued to write. I feel like this little half scene that I'm writing is more of like kind of like a bridge between what just happened to the big thing that I want to happen in the next chapter, which is chapter 15. So it doesn't feel super like hard hitting or anything. I mean, something fun did happen, but it's not like one of those like really awesome, exciting scenes. It's just more of like kind of like a little peaceful scene.
Sure. Well, it's great that you were able to like get back.
Yeah. And I had a feeling I would because it's not a super complicated story, at least not.
Right. I remember you saying that in the beginning.
Yeah. And it's just a matter of it's just, you know, keeping up the momentum so I can get it, you know, get this draft finished because I want to hit the goal of writing this story faster than all my other first drafts. I can do it. I know.
Yeah, you can do it.
We got this. Yeah, but so far I feel pretty good about what I've written. I mean, 611 words, that's the most I've written in, what was it, like a little bit more than a month-ish? So I'm pretty proud of it, pretty pleased.
That's awesome. Yay.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we've reached the end of our stream. Unless, Sarah, there was anything else that you wanted to like say or add. I feel like we pretty much covered everything.
Yeah, I think we have.
Yeah. This was a fun little trial. Like,
That's really fun. Hopefully it sees light day. I think it was pretty good. That was pretty good.
yeah, I think so.
Let
But
us know what you guys think.
yeah, for sure. Definitely let us know what you think of this. And I think another big reason why Sarah and I wanted to try something like this is because her and I have also heard a lot of people like to rewatch streams. So we figured, well, if someone's going to rewatch the stream, they might want to rewatch this. So
Yeah.
another option. But yeah, so that'll be it for this video, this live stream that's not live. Writing sprints. Writing sprint 1.
Writing sprint.
But that'll be it. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out with us, for writing. If you ended up writing a little bit, let us know how much progress you made in your story, and if you liked this type of video. But that'll be it, and we'll see everyone, I guess, very soon. Bye.
Bye.